Hello, everybody. Welcome to another yearly review. This time we are going to be covering 1644 of the Imperial Diplomacy Championship Series. When we last left off, I had agreed to disband the Sea of Azov fleet here in the Black Sea as a sort of tribute to Ottoman. And I am hoping that by doing this, I am going to appease Ottoman that, yes, we can do a peace deal. Before we go any further into this, I previously mentioned that I may be skipping a year before my next recording. I did not do that. So right now I am recording in winter of 1644. 1 year later from where you left off. Let's see what's been happening over this year. This is lovely builds to see up through here. 4 fleets going into the Baltic Sea. This is a great sign to me that Sweden and Poland are going to be up in arms against each other. Just sticking with the one Caspian Sea fleet, not a surprise, but lots of armies going in from Safavid. Isfahan and Baghdad notably empty, so it looks like these two are going to be at least semi-peaceful with each other. Tebra's army very well convoys up to Bayuli and puts me in a spot of bother. I have to pull off of Sweden up here, at least somewhat. Right, at least with the Spitsbergen fleet, in order to protect Verk effectively. It's super easy for Safavid to get 2 units on Verk with Turkestan to Ali Muli here and Uzgan up, as long as Ming is interfering, but hopefully I'm on pretty good terms with Ming here. As we fight Qing together. We saw some aggression going in from Tokugawa, hoping to see some more of that, but the fleet Edo isn't super encouraging there. Well, at least Inuit is keeping to North America with the only build over here. All right, let's jump into the spring moves. And what do we see going on here? I really want to just peace out Ottoman. That was part of the Sea of Azov deal. I'm still pissed at Sweden, and I'm talking to England here quite frequently. Addie playing England, and she has agreed with me. Our attack into Christiana last year, it did not work. So this year what we're going to try and do is take Trondheim. And we're going to do this with a move into Vestland to start with. I'm going to pull my fleet into Vestland. And I originally say I'm going to move my fleet into Finnmark, and then we will have Addie push me out of Norwegian Sea, and then I can retreat into Vestland, maybe Trondheim if we're lucky, or I can just take the retreat into Barents. But I'm gonna try for Finnmark first, because again I'm pulling Spitsbergen back to protect Verk. What else is going on? So over here, Ming and I both agree that the next step to pushing back Qing is to take Gobi. Now this does mean that Timeds is in a little bit of an awkward position where I potentially could stab for Turfan, but I mean, look at this. I have 4 Qing units on my border, and Yakutsk is not in a very protected state. All it would take is these 2 armies working together, and I'm not talking much with Inuit. I'm not talking much with Qing either. Last we spoke with Qing, I was offered a peace deal, and I turned it down. I wasn't interested. Buzzard, yes. Buzzard offered me a peace deal. Here, they said we can attack Ming together. I'm not interested. You just stabbed me. Come on. Where's this trust coming from? Let's see the spring moves. The Ottoman moves here suck, but what is this? Safavid has stabbed for Kabardia. I successfully bounce Saf out of Verk, and it's not what I was afraid of, Turkestan to Elamuli with Uzgen backfill. It looks like Uzgen is taking a more aggressive approach, going for Yarkand, while Harat attacks Mughal and Gore here, and it's just like Safavid literally attacking everyone. GameCube here, attacking everyone he's bordering. Crazy plays. This was not on my radar whatsoever. My only press with Safavid before this move phase was like, let's lay off Verk, right? Lay off Verk. Right. I forgot to mention Poland here. So Poland says, I will support you into Narva in spring, and the move went through. And then in fall, you support yourself into Avo, and Poland says that he's going to backfill Narva. So this move from Latgel to Pskov was agreed, but I wanted to do a little self-bounce here to make sure I'm not getting sniped, and it looks fine. All the while, Poland is saying to me, like, yeah, I know, Ottoman is a huge threat here, right? Ottoman has a +9 year into a +5 year. Ottoman is huge, and they're making, he's making massive moves into Europe, and of course, into Moscow, right? So Luxon, playing Poland, he says that, yeah, we're going to stab Ottoman probably this year. Okay, but look at these moves. Pressburg supports Sarajevo into Slavonia, Constantinople to Banat, and this looks agreed. The bounce in Jassy, that really looks agreed. Also going for the convoy into Bekshirasi instead of Ochakiev? Like, come on, this is clearly going after me. So Ottoman, no! You lied. Who saw this one coming? You lied. Ottoman apparently disbanding my Sea of Azov fleet was not enough for peace, and I was lied to. I'm such a fool. But we see over here this Norwegian sea fleet. I had go to Finnmark, and now it bounced, which is fine, honestly. I held up 3 Swedish units right here. Addy, playing England, was able to successfully dislodge me. And I do have a guaranteed Iceland here, I believe. Or no, it's Ireland. That's what it is. Yeah, I retreat to Iceland Basin, and then I can take Ireland guaranteed. So that is on my radar if I really need a dot. But like, so far, England, she's been doing what I ask. That's the kind of ally I want to keep. Let's look over to the east now. Ming just got attacked by Safavid, right? We saw this. Ming is also really chill with me, supporting into Gobi. This isn't exactly the support I was hoping for. This support kind of tells me Ming is, like, keeping his options open. He acknowledges that that I could be taking Turfan here, but at the same time, I would probably not be able to keep it, right? If I'm taking Turfan, Gobi is cutting Karakoram, so I have to move Karakoram into Turfan, and then Gobi makes it into Karakoram. then in fall cutting to meds, which means that Ming is able to guarantee retake Turfan from me. So this part does appear kind of coordinated with Qing and Ming working against me. This is a stab, clear as day. And I'm still like, Ming, we're cool, we're fine. You also have stuff like this, which is very clearly not arranged. So this is what I mean about Ming keeping their options open. And of course, moves like this, which are clearly set up to attack me. Inuit is now after me, seeing Yakutsk undefended. Now, I was a bit rushed in this phase, and I just generally felt kind of demotivated looking at this map. My kind of last hope was Ottoman, and as much as Poland is now working to fight Sweden with me, Poland is also supporting Ottoman to attack me. It's not looking too good. I'm thinking that this will be another year I'm disbanding. So because of that, I neglected to press Inuit about this move whatsoever. And I think I regret that. Obviously, the more press you do, the better results you're gonna get. A higher quality press is more important, but where I want to put my energy to right now is this. Safavid stab on Ottoman. Maybe this can be what turns around the game. I have recommended before as a general strategy, particularly for Ottoman, that if you are stabbed, keep attacking the way that you were attacking. Gain the dots that you can, like Moscow in this case. And then use your extra builds that you're gonna get. Like here, you're probably going to be able to build in Cairo, Smyrna, and Constantinople with some of the dots that you're gaining elsewhere. Something up here perhaps too. With those builds that you're gaining, build new units to defend from the stab. Don't turn your units around, because that's really slow and inefficient. But there is also something to be said about, like, I mentioned this in the last video, Moscow is a bit of an overextension. It's adjacent to so many centers. Like, there's a lot of adjacencies, two of which are supply centers and a bunch more neutrals. Oh, plus Karakov, so 3 SCs. But anyway, this is where I have a lot of armies, and it's possible for Ottoman to take Moscow here. It's also possible that I have Kazan support Moscow to hold. I have Kara Sea, where my fleet is, tap Verk and protect it from Safavid. And then it's unlikely now that Astrakhan is going to tap Kazan, right? Because Safavid does not want Ottoman growing in this position. As I said, new armies come up and protect from the stab. So I'm trying to talk with Safavid, like, yeah, this is a good opportunity for us to work something out together, but the press between us is so rough. It's similar to the Swedish press, where it's like, we both agree, myself and Safavid, plus myself and Sweden, we both agree that peace makes a lot of sense, but we have zero trust for each other, no trust whatsoever. And because of that, it's like, we're not going to find this peace. We're not going to be able to make peace negotiations. My press with Ottoman is very different. My press with Ottoman is very cordial. It's respectful. And Ottoman says, all right, this time for real. I know I said take off Sea of Azov and we can have peace, but this time I really mean it. Give me some trust. And I'm looking at this stab. I've played Ottoman before. I had a solo impunity as Ottoman in B1.2U. I know how rough this feels. This is a very difficult part of the map for Ottoman to play. So I'll give you some trust. My press with Fiend, I believe. Yes, Fiend. My press with Fiend is really good. I'm gonna trust you. I'm gonna give it a try. Okay. Let's move on to the retreats. I have one retreat. This is good. Sweden has a forced disband here. Are there any other notable retreats? Nothing too surprising. I guess this is a little surprising. The Qing army to Shenzhen. Maybe that's not surprising. Alright. So, this is what I mentioned before. I can retreat to Iceland Basin and get Ireland guaranteed if I want. I don't want to do that because my good pal Addie, she and I have agreed that we will guarantee take a dot off Sweden this year. We will guarantee it. Last time it was not guaranteed, and of course Sweden outplayed us, countered our risky attack, and we gained nothing off of the convoy into Christiana. That was our plan last year. This year we are going to do the guaranteed path, and we both see it. I retreat to Vestland, and then Norwegian Sea in fall will support Vestland to Trondheim, while North Sea cuts Christiana. Okay. Yes. And then if Trondheim supports Christiana to Vestland, here, let's go ahead to that fall moves map. I take the retreat. If Trondheim supports Christiana to Vestland here, then the Vestland to Trondheim with Norwegian Sea support will go through, and I will take the center. Right, that's Christiana to Vestland with Trondheim support. I believe that's what I said. And then if it's the other way around, Christiana support Trondheim to Vestland, North Sea is cutting Christiana, so that support will be invalid. Then there is also the possibility of Christiana support hold Trondheim, but of course North Sea is cutting that too. So this is guaranteed capture of Trondheim. And Addie is a little bit hesitant at some points during this conversation, like, maybe we should just try the convoy anyway. You can support the convoy in. Addie, girl, there's no way that Vestland isn't being cut here, right? That play of supporting this is Barkadas, I believe, in Sweden. Barkadas supporting himself into Vestland is just going to be a better play than support holding himself here. It just gets the same result but has better odds of being in his favor, of countering our attack on him. He knows we're attacking him. The only way we're gaining a dot is with the guaranteed push. So Addie says, okay, I will support Vestland to Trondheim. Great. Awesome. And at the same time, I'm going to have North Sea to Christiana, and she says, I'm going to pull some strings, right? I'm going to see what I can do. I might be able to take Christiana outright. Okay, awesome. Do it. I'd love to see that. Sweden, who in the first year of the game declared a death war upon me, is now losing centers in the southwest to the Dutch. Quite possibly, losing some stuff to myself in Poland, right? because Poland and I, Luxon and I, we have agreed Narva to Aba with support from Karlia, and Baltic Sea taps Gulf of Bothnia, so that attack is also guaranteed. Riga backfills Narva. Sweden is -2 here. I'm +1. Luxon's +1. Alright, I mentioned Lubeck in the southwest. There's potential even that Copenhagen gets taken by Dutch too, although that's less likely. Lubeck is, I believe, guaranteed here. Oh, unless Berlin is helping. We'll see. Oh, and then, of course, in the west, I am guaranteed Trondheim as well. I'm gaining 2 dots off Sweden this year. Poland is gaining a dot off Sweden this year. Most likely, Dutch is gaining a dot off Sweden too. We'll see. Oh, and Addie says she might be able to take Christiana. Awesome. Awesome. Barcadas declared a death war on me in the first year. You shall perish. And will I perish? Moscow is at risk. Do I have Kazan support hold Moscow? That's the obvious choice, isn't it? But, you know, if it's the obvious choice, then this little guy, Latgal, should obviously move to Novgorod. Alright, so, Fiend, Ottoman, I am going to trust you. I know you just got stabbed by Safavid. Here's what we're going to do, okay? Just be chill. Just don't attack Moscow. That's all you need to do. Just don't attack Moscow. And I'm going to have Moscow block Novgorod. I'm going to have Kazan to Astrakhan. Yeah, that was originally what we were talking about in the first day of press. Lots of press on this day. This is the start of fall. But pretty soon it became apparent that Safavid was expecting this. This could very well be on me. Like I said, my press with Safavid has been very rough. Lots of friction between us. Frustrating. And some of the... I sent very little press to Safavid during this phase. Pretty much the summary is stay away from Verk. Alright, now that's genuine. If I lose Verk, I am 2 powers entirely separated by multiple years of movement. It's not a good spot to be in. I've seen plenty of Russia games in my time, and if you get cut in half like that, it's a death sentence. You have a really difficult time recovering from that. So I'm very clear. I have Fleet Kara C. I have Army Kazan. You are not taking Verk. Don't even try it. I'm going to put a unit on Verk to bounce you out. Don't even try it. That's just about my only press with Safavid. Ottoman comes to me saying, hey, Safavid is not buying it. Safavid thinks that you and I, myself and Ottoman, we are working together to take Astrakhan. And I'm like, well, yeah, okay, this was our plan. Kazan to Astrakhan with support from Kharkov. So let's not do that. I'm instead gonna have Kazan go to Bayuli, and then, hey, maybe I can guarantee Khiva. I suppose it'll depend if Safavid is building up armies here or not, but I could have a shot for Khiva. Maybe I could get Turkestan instead. I'd love that. I'd love that. With all of the gains that I'm making over in Sweden, maybe I can build an army in Berk, right? And next year, take Turkestan. Alright, I'll move Kazan to Bayuli. That's what I'll do. Kazan to Bayuli, Moscow to Novgorod, and you'll notice I'm leaving myself wide open for Ottoman to stab me here. But I don't really have much of a choice, do I? I really don't have much of a choice. Like, I know Ottoman slides me about Sivasov. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Okay? Am I setting myself up to be fooled for the third time? First time, Safavid sports Ottoman into Kabardia. Second time, take off Sea of Azov and we can have peace. Q moving into Voronezh and Bakhchersi with a convoy. Awesome. Alright, third time's the charm. I'm just gonna walk out of Moscow and move Kazan to Bayuli and we can be friends. But this time it's different because Safavid. Okay. Yes, excellent. Alright, well, this is looking pretty good. I can guarantee Outer Mongolia here. Cool. Great. And then I can finally get Qing off of my back. This move into He is demanding some attention from Ming. So I'm like, Ming, let's just shuffle on over. We don't have to worry about this messy area between us. You need Turfan to retake Yarkand. Well, you can try. There's some units here. But Mughal might help you out, because Mughal also just got stabbed by Safavid. Warmonger. I'm telling everyone, especially Ayutthaya, who presses everyone in the entire map, I'm telling everyone, Safavid is a warmonger. Okay. That is the plan. And let's see the fall moves. Alright. We'll go west to east. So, the attack into Trondheim was successful. We actually have this double tap here, which wasn't exactly on my radar, but the point is that Sweden is certain Vestland is going to be giving support. So as long as I don't have Vestland giving support, Vestland's able to move freely. However, Skagerrak also taps North Sea, so North Sea can't give support either. The only unit in this area that is open to give support is, of course, the only one that's guaranteed to have it protected. Beautiful. So, successful push into Trondheim, and because Sweden is banking on the Vestland support, Christiana just walks out of Vestland when North Sea sails right in. No problem. This is pretty much what we expected, with the Baltic Sea cutting the Gulf of Bothnia support. Abo actually supporting Riga into Narva, just to make sure, essentially, even if... Well, this keeps Luxon's options open, Poland. Even if I decide to turn on Luxon right now and keep Narva for myself, so Luxon can't build, it doesn't matter, right? Because Sweden is supporting Riga up anyway. And then my unit, in a bad spot. I can go to Pskov or disband. So really great play from Poland here. This, Latgale to Novgorod. Called it. I saw that one coming. And who can blame Luxon? Luxon, he immediately comes to me after this phase being like, nice arranged bounce. Har, 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 har. Look at this. Ottoman snipes Kiev. This looks like it's going to be another arranged bounce, but Ottoman stabs. Taking Pressburg and Kiev, while Austria takes Vienna. Oh. And Luxon doesn't even take Berlin. Lübeck is successfully captured from Sweden. Christiana, Trondheim, Abo, Narva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dots off Sweden here. Sweden did have a forced disband in the spring, so -5 SC, -4 units. This is funny. The convoy right back. I love it. So... yeah, that's right. The fleet is always going to support Astrakhan to hold here for Safavid. that is what Ottoman and I were discussing, and that's why we ultimately decided let's not do the Kharkov support Kazan into Astrakhan plan. And, I think this makes a lot of sense. Ottoman was not able to recapture Kabardia, but is in a better position to, losing Baghdad, and Rida as well. So Ottoman is not in a super great spot here, but honesty, yay! Third time was the charm. Big smiles all around. Safavid doesn't even try for Verk, which, whatever. The army in Bayuli is still a big threat to me, but less so compared to Turkestan. Okay, Safavid and Ming seem to have worked out a deal where Safavid keeps Yarkand, just supporting Ming into Kabul. These two are kind of scuffling a little bit anyway. Yeah, I mean, you can see Ming supporting Ayutthaya into Mughal dots as well. Alright, so Mughal is getting destroyed by everyone. Up here to the east, we actually do see Turfan moving out and Tumed's moving out. Karakorum to Outer Mongolia with support from Burchitaya. I was kind of banking on this. I know that there's 3 adjacent armies here, and any one of them could cut the support and, make all 3 of these units essentially do nothing. But, of course not Outer Mongolia. If Outer Mongolia moves here, it doesn't do anything, because I'm still able to get through the, support. It would require a second unit, or one of these 2 units either way. So I was banking on neither of these units, doing damage to Burchitaya, and I was correct. Instead, Inuit gets support into Yakutsk. And now I can finally go and press Inuit hey, that's not very nice of you. Can we attack Qing instead? And I'm saying the same thing to Ming as well. I know that this is kind of awkward between you two, and it's there's not a direct attack going on to Lanzhou or even Gobi. But come on, let's keep attacking Qing here. I can't be the only one doing this. Even Tokugawa just seriously, you core Pyongyang? You core. Okay. It's fine. Ming walks into Fusan. Hilarious. Ming is also saying Tokugawa is being really mean to me. Is that this? Is that the Yellow Sea move? Really? Yeah. You dot Fusan and you're Tokugawa's being so mean to me? Okay. But check this out. Inuit is being supported by Qing into Tokugawa. Alright, so as soon as we have Qing out of the picture, then Inuit and Tokugawa are free to fight each other on a more balanced playing field, and that will be beneficial for us. So, Ming, please, keep attacking Qing. Alright, so we go into the retreats phase. I have no retreats this phase. Yeah, this fall. The only thing that I'm telling Sweden is you're dead. You should probably disband everything. I specifically say disband Abo, please. I was also disband Trondheim, and I think I said North Sea as well. And he said that he wants to keep one of the armies up. Which one did he keep? Oh, he kept both. Alright, very well. We are now going into the winter phase with where we currently are now. Sweden has 4 disbands to select from, and he's just choosing to pick all those disbands in this phase rather than picking any of them in fall retreats. Let's see who else. Poland has one disband. This is going to be a really interesting one to see. I said, disband Latgale, please. And Luxon immediately replies to me, no. That one needs to go to Smolensk so that we can actually attack Ottoman. Ah, Luxon, yes, of course, now you want to attack Ottoman, now that they've dotted you for Kiev and Pressburg. And Ottoman says, Luxon says, yes, exactly. There's also 2 potential units in the Thunderdome, the Africa Thunderdome, which actually, I didn't notice this, but yeah, no cores here for Luxon. This is also looking kind of rough between France and Poland. We'll see. I think the most likely disband for Poland is going to be probably one of the fleets up here. Yeah, probably one of the fleets up here, which is like, well, I'll take what I can get. Last year, we were second to last on the leaderboard, just above Athapaska. Athapaska went from 4 to 2. Amara also got totally screwed this year. We have now surpassed Sweden, my arch nemesis. This is funny too, that I'm also above Mughal. I really wasn't expecting that, but Mughal is seriously being ganged up on here. And now I finally have a positive year. I grow from 9 to 10 supply centers. I've really turned this position around. You see Athena, see Russia at the end of 1644. It's not beautiful. It's not pretty. It's not pretty. And that's what I said at the end of the last video too. It's not pretty. But you know what? I'm really quite happy with this. I think that we are in a much better position now than we were last year. So if we have another interesting year, then I will be recording another video right away. And if that doesn't happen, maybe I skip a year and do a longer review. We shall see. This is the current phase that I'm in right now, and I am going to build Army Novgorod. That is the plan. All right. Thank you all so much for watching. I am Starcat Lazuli, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and good night.